All right, Uncle Sam FM here, playing MLS and Football Manager 18. Thought I'd just do kind of a quick little video today, just because this was a chance I had to make a video, so I thought I should just go ahead and take the opportunity. One thing I did forget to mention in the last video, I forgot that I had actually made a trade. Looking right there at this is my opponent for today, Real Salt Lake, and we'll watch that game in a minute. But first I wanted to go to one trade that I made. This was Romel Kyoto. I started the game with him, and I needed draft picks, and Kyoto was an asset that I had that I could actually. He's a good player, and I could actually get something good for him. So I put him out there, and actually, really to my surprise, Inter Miami gave me the first pick of the draft for him. I guess they were desperate, and they still are short on players, so they probably still are desperate. But as you can see, he was traded to my team. I got in return for that the first overall draft pick. So that was just look at one real quick example of a trade. You can also do player for player trades and pay with allocation money, but I didn't want to. Player for player trades are hard because you don't ever get equal for your value. So. Well, I say not ever. It's difficult to get a player as good as the player you're giving up. For me, if I'm trying to get rid of a player, it means he's getting older. And so I'm looking to get somebody younger in. And nobody wants to make that trade. Nobody wants to trade a good prospect for an older player, even if that older player is good. At least that's not how it works in MLS. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but in the game here, it's challenging. So this is how things are going for me so far. I think I last spoke to you right before the Inter Miami game. I played my second team in that game, and they got out of there with a 1-0 win. And that was a home game, so they had the advantage of playing in front of the home crowd at BBVA Compass. But still, to play my second team. And these are all, by the way, most of these are all young guys. I don't think Leonardo's 30, but all the rest of these, well, Boniek's 32, 33, and Darwin's 20. Well, I had a few old guys in there, but those are not starters. Those are not first teamers. Those are all second team players. And then a bunch of young guys, especially my front three. And they got it done. Now, I did have to bring in Manotas. I subbed Manotas into the game, it's like the hour mark. And pretty much immediately, he had an impact. He came in and scores what would turn out to be the game winner. So that was good. Then I went, New York City came to town, and they're one of the better teams in the league. And we got a win in that match. An own goal helped. But, that's a good win because New York City is they have some of the best players in the league. Talent-wise, they are one of the better teams that we play against. So that was a good result. Then we go on the road, make a West Coast trip, go up to the Northwest to Seattle, and I play my second team again because it was a midweek game, which I've kind of made a rule this season. My second team are playing my midweek games, with the exception of the Open Cup. So my second team rolls into Seattle and plays extremely well. Now, to be fair, Seattle was playing a tired lineup, but because they had played the game on over the weekend, but so had I. They just chose to play tired players, and I chose to play my fresh backups. And as you can tell, I didn't exactly dominate the game. They had more shots than me. They even had more shots on target. They had way more chances than I did. So, but I kind of decided, I look at that in a good way, meaning that my goalkeeper played well enough and the defense played well enough to keep the clean sheet. And, and then another kind of exciting moment, and we'll watch the goal here. was Raul Alonso, who's a rookie. I just drafted him. Scored the match winner. So we see the possession that led to it here. Aguilar back to Eric Alexander to Brian Denny. Alexander back to Boniek. And this is the kind of goals that I like. I mean, that was a possess the ball. I mean, there was probably, I didn't count, but you're probably looking at a 10 to 11 pass sequence that led to that goal that Alonso put away, and so we win. And I kind of want to look at that because that was an exciting. I was excited about that win. Seattle did push toward the end for the equalizer, but never got it. So then we went away to LAFC. This is one that we controlled a little more. It wasn't like a perfect game, but we were the better team, and we got the result that we justly deserved when Elise slotted home a penalty kick. So as you can tell, we had a lot more shots, 14 to their 3. They had 0 on target, so Seitz never had to touch the ball. We had 4 chances, 2 clear, 2 half, and then we dominated possession. So and that's good. LAFC is an expansion team, so you do have to kind of take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. But this is still an away game that we absolutely controlled. So it's good when you can run a team off the field on their own pitch. Then we came home to San Jose, pretty much dominated this game. Probably could have had more than 2 goals in this one. I mean, look at that. 26 shots, 12 on target, 2 clear-cut, 4 half chances. So had we finished better, this game could have been even more convincing than what than what it was. So that's the kind of win that a couple of years down the road, that will be a 5-0 result. We will win that game 5-6 to nothing because the guys we have will finish better. So encouraging result. That brings us to today, playing against Real Salt Lake. We'll kind of look at their roster. They, looking here, they're number 1 goal scorer, which, obviously we're still kind of early in the season. But Raul Chan, who is a rookie, because I've had him on my short list. I wanted Raul Chan, but he's an attacking mid. So it doesn't look like they're starting him. But and then they've got João Plata, who is very fast. At least he was. In real life, he's fast. So he doesn't quite have the pace. He's got really good acceleration, though. Those are above average MLS ratings. Obviously, in foreign leagues, that may not be that fast. But in MLS, 14 is above average. Not great, but it's still really, really good. He's, with that acceleration, probably the best acceleration pace combination player, one of the top 5 to 10 in MLS. So he is always a threat. You always have to kind of, keep it in mind. I don't really change much of what I do for just one player, but he's one that you might want to keep an eye on. So my squad, this is the first team. I am starting the first team today. Mimo is still injured. He's out for another 4 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. So he's on the bench. Probably could put Saren in. I just don't like his long shots. I don't like having to sub him in, so I'm going to leave him off. But first team, everybody's mostly fresh. I don't really think about taking a guy out of a starting lineup unless he's at 95 or less. As long as he's higher than 95, he's and he's a first teamer, he's going to start. But looking at our statistics, Elise again having a prolific season, 9 goals and 9 starts. And then Mauro Manotes is doing his job with 4 goals. Breck Shea is yet to score, but as you can tell, he is still an important part of the attack. He's got 3 assists and a 90% pass percentage ratio. So, if he keeps those numbers up, I don't need him to score a bunch of goals because he's helping. First of all, he's helping to keep the ball. and then he's helping to create chances. He leads the team in assists. So he's doing everything that I could have hoped that he would have when I drafted him off of the waiver draft. And so let's get to action. See how this goes here. As you can see, I'm still doing my 4-3-3. Kind of gave up the 4-2-3-1. Well, I didn't. I might could have kept working on it, and maybe I will in the future. But it was just too leaky. What do I want to say to him? If we play our game, you'll win. Simple enough. And the classic, I have faith in you. And that led to some good results. Okay, we'll win if we play as we're capable of. Pretty standard. So, look at their... I think my regular setup is the strongest for now, but I might think about reducing it to a defensive. Ooh, almost got an opportunity right at the beginning, right off the kickoff. Well, they've got a slight injury on their club. I'm on counter right now, but I have it balanced enough to where it's almost like a standard mentality. I have the all the other instructions, the team instructions, width, tempo. I have that set up to where this is almost like a balance, just with less risk taking. Right, and that was almost a chance. Those are always going to be how I get scored on. Is counterattacks, through balls over my back line. I feel like I could try and shore that up, and it does look like they're and set pieces, another place where I'm probably going to give up a goal. Let me pause it so I can change. I'm going to switch to my defensive. Yeah. So I could change it to try and shore up the idea. Like, I can lower my defensive line, but then I'm not playing the way I want to play. I want our team to have an identity and to play to that identity. I'll make other teams adjust. I'll get the players I need to deal with that right there. But see, most of the time, that's all that comes of that is they take a big, long, hopeful shot. So most teams, some teams will, but most teams aren't going to have like a 15, 16 pace guy at center striker. Like, this is a target man. Those guys aren't usually, burners. They're usually just big targets trying to whip the ball into. So I don't mind sitting, pushing my line and making them that be their game. So yeah, not a great first half. We're on the road. I might go back to counter just to see if we can't create some more chances. I'm not like a tactical wizard. I do enjoy the tactics of the game though, but I do like to try and set mine up to where I have. I can make it's for the purpose of the fewest number of changes. Like, I want to be able to just change my mentality. I don't want to have to go in and change everything else, team shape, all that stuff. Change a bunch of roles. Although I will, I'll go in and hey, if it's like a cup match and it's a one-off and I've got a 1-0 lead and there's 15 minutes and then maybe okay, I'll drop my fullbacks to support, maybe one support, one defend. But I would, I prefer to. I think when you start doing that, it kind of hurts the familiarity during the game. Shea almost got his first goal there. Shea's not exactly like this goal scorer, though. We'll rush with a shot. So we're creating a few chances here and there. So far, it's going well. Yeah, and team talks. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a team talk expert, but I know, like, you've heard, there's a lot of people who have said that bring in Cabezas, maybe try and get a little more out of the attack. I'll hear some people say that. I guess with team talks, I just try to go for the green, right? Get the whatever causes the players to react well, right? With a green. I've heard a lot of people say that, well, sometimes you need to. It needs to be red. You need to get them angry or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't agree with that. It's not my experience that really makes that big of a difference. I think a lot of times it's kind of placebo, because they'll somebody will do that. They'll make their player mad, right? They'll give them a harsh team talk, and then there's a red. And then because the other team puts out a bad tactic or the player just gets lucky and scores, they think that worked. That's what I have to do. I have to make the guy mad and piss him off, and then he'll go score. That's how it works. And I just, I guess I've not seen enough evidence of that. What I see is red, which is bad, and green, which is good. So I go for the green when it comes to that with the team talks. And if you disagree with me, that's okay, because this is a game and nobody really cares anyway. And I might be wrong. I accept that. But what I do has worked for me, and so I'm just going to keep doing it. Just like maybe what you do worked for you. It's kind of the beauty of this game. It's the beauty of football in general, right? Is that, come on, Elise, gotta have better finishing than that. So looks like we may be drawing this one, but that's not a terrible result. 1-0 on the 1 point on the road. I'll take that. I do really want to win all my home matches. The losses or draws at home is a tough pill to swallow. But these, I'll live with these. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm excited about drawing on the road, but it's not the worst possible thing. So, 10 shots. Only one clear-cut chance, but we got to put that away. Did dominate possession, but we always do that. That's our style of play. So, all right, 1 point, like 1 point closer to the playoffs. I let my assistant I just accidentally hit the button, and my assistant told them that they were not good enough today, and that did seem to fire them up. See, that's what I'll go for. Now you can give them like this speech. You were not good enough today, but this is the result I want. I want the green thumbs up. I want that reaction. I don't want the red, pissed off, wants to kick you in the balls reaction. That's not what I want. I can't reconcile myself to the idea that this being red, thumbs down, is good. I just don't believe that that's a good response. So that's when it comes to team talk, I try to get them to give me the the green, the happy times, rainbows, and the lollipops response. So looking around at the other results, let's see where that puts us. Sporting Kansas City is our competition right now. They're 3 points off the pace. We are level on games played. Galaxy are lurking, and if they have a second half of the season the way they did last year, then they'll be right up there with us. LAFC, the expansion team, is holding their own so far. And then you've got the arch rivals, our nemesis, FC Dallas, there at 5th place. Doesn't look like they're going to be a threat this year. And then everybody else has got some work to do to get into the playoff hunt. So in the East, you got Atlanta United. Atlanta United, in all the tests I run, they do seem to. I don't really know how it happens, but they for the first few years, they run roughshod through the league. They are the defending champions. They won it last year. So, which, in FM 2017 and in real life, 2017 is their expansion season, is their first season. So, really, they won the league in their first year in my game. So, yeah, looking ahead at my schedule, not a lot of midweek games coming up this month. Got Dallas at home next. That's a big one. We want to win the El Capitan Texas Derby. Then we got a big 6-pointer at Sporting Kansas City. So that's one we need to try to win. Then the Galaxy at home. So these are some big matches coming up. You look at that. SKC is second. The Galaxy are third in our conference. LAFC is fourth. So we play the second, third, and fourth place teams in our conference coming up. So that is a challenging schedule. Thankfully, 2 of the 3 are at home. So yeah, we're going to find out a lot about this team. We're going to find out how good this team really is, as they have so far put together some really good results for a team that I kind of see as being a rebuilding team. But now that I've seen how they play so far, I mean playoffs definitely. We will be in the playoffs. It's now kind of a question of how high can we finish on the table, and then you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. Right? Last year we dominated the league, and we won the Supporter Shield by 6 points and got put out in the finals of the conference playoffs. So far so good. If you have any questions about MLS and FM in general, any suggestions on how I could do things differently, please put them in the comments and hit the subscribe, because I do try to put out a video every couple days to update you on where I'm at. And, so yeah, this would be Uncle Sam playing MLS, signing off.